Hello, I'm your host, Leonard Duncan. Welcome to a new episode of ATV-TALK and Motorsports Podcast. Please join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We bring you interviews with industry professionals, live events, live news about the motorsports industry in every episode. Enjoy the show. So, Braxton Grosse, welcome to ATV Talk.
Thank you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's awesome to have you in studio. I know that we live just a short distance away, really, but you're a busy guy. I'm busy, so getting you to come in studio is pretty awesome. And thank you so much for the jersey. You don't know how excited I am to have that, and you'll see it pop up in the show because I'll make sure to get it up and get it hanging up there. So anybody that comes on the show, if you want to give me a jersey, it's always wanting that to happen. Braxton, I know you don't have any super new news. Everybody knows that you're racing on the East Coast, but not everybody understands the decision of why you wanted to go to the East Coast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough decision. This sport is it's very family oriented, and it was a family decision kind of. It was also kind of a life thing, like I'm still young. I got an opportunity to do this, and it's just different, and I enjoyed it the few times that I got to do it, and we just made the decision. I was like, all right, I'm young, I can do this, and I felt like I had the speed, and I just was like, I think I want to take a crack at it. And I mean, so far I've done pretty good. It's a good decision so far. I do miss my home family, my WORCS family, or what you want to call it, but right. I'm making it work, and I've met so many nice people over there, so I'm not skipping a beat.
You think the ATV family as a whole, based on the people at WORCS, the people at the GNCC, do you think that the ATV family is a pretty awesome group?
Oh yeah, I mean it's half the race, honestly. You show up on the weekend, especially at GNCC, it's a little bit, well, especially at WORCS, it's a little bit different because you're there all weekend long and you're riding and everybody's helping each other, or something happens. At GNCC, it's a little different because you just show up and ride and race. You do no practice, so if something breaks, it's kind of just like your weekend's over anyways. But no, I mean it's about the family. You show up and you're with all your friends, and your race family, and that's half of it. It's special. It's special.
When WORCS started, it was that way.
Yeah, it's all just kind of friends, and I mean when you show up to the line, it's race time, but then also when you're there, it's also just you're there half the time. Half the people are there just to have fun. There's a very few people that say it's their job. So for the most part, people are just there to have a good time.
Right. I mean, there's 3 guys there that are actually paid to be there?
Yeah, at WORCS, as that way. But at GNCC, it's a little bit, there is more there. It's a little bit more cutthroat. I mean, I would say the top, basically, if you're in the pro class, you're there for, money. I mean, that's what your job is. So it's definitely a little bit more cutthroat over at GNCC, but it's still, everybody's still buddies, nothing's different.
That's great to hear. Explain this to me. So they have the XC1 class is the first row, mm-hmm. and then the XC2 Pro-Am is the second row. And the numbers, some of the XC2 guys can run a single digit number if they finish inside the points. How does that work? I mean, are you guys rolling up the pros into the pros during the race?
Yeah, so GNCC's definitely, it's a little bit different the way that they do scoring and stuff. So, like for me, the way I've been always raced is I race for like my class. But at GNCC, it's more prestigious. Like, okay, you win XC2, but like at Florida, I got 8th overall, and 8th overall is like a very good achievement. If you pay attention to the dirt bike side of GNCC, there's XC2 guys that are winning like overalls, and it's all about the overall at GNCC. So it's like, not that XC2 guys are expected to get on the overall, but it's like that's where you want to be no matter what class you're in. And yeah, so my earned number this year was 17. I earned number 17 overall this year, so I could have ran number 17. I didn't choose to. I chose to keep my 223. I told my dad I won't run a different number until I get a single digit number. So until I get a single digit, I'll keep running that 223.
which I think is pretty great. I mean, the single digits
Yeah.
are hard to come by.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see a green plate in a single digit. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. There's been a couple people to do it. I think Hunter Hart did it, and I think I could be wrong. I think Walker did it. A couple ATV guys have had an XC2 plate with a single digit number on it. This last like I think Cole Richardson also did it. A lot of those guys used to be consistently in the overall, which blows me away because maybe the speeds are faster, or I don't know, but I know I'm not there yet. So
Well, when I watched the results, which you were asking, because I have the live timing sheet up from the last race, it just happened to be on the computer when we sat down. I don't follow the race because I'm usually working, but I always do sit down, look at the lap times, look at the finishes. I'm really excited about where everybody's finishing. I mean, I don't know everybody, but I think the XC2 class is the most competitive class in that whole setup because you have fire-breathing dragons that are just coming into the class, and you have veterans that have been there 2 or 3 years that are still really fast.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing ever. I mean, like, me, last year I got third. I want to be a podium contender. Like I truthfully believe I need to be up there. That's where I belong. But it's like, it's so hard when I think the podium has not been the same 3 riders at the first 3 rounds. I mean, me and Alex were the 2 guys that have been on there. Alex have been on there every round. I've been on there 2 rounds, but then, there's just if you look at the results, I mean, the top 10 is like it's put it in a Yahtzee shaker and just freaking throw it on the board and see who's going to end up. You never know. It's the hardest class.
Well, Logan Steele is in your class.
Yeah,
had 2 16th place finishes, and now he's 2nd place.
Yeah, it's very weird. Last year, Logan at Ironman, first ride in XC2, he did it at Ironman, and he got 2nd there as well. It was it's just you just have these days. I think some kids have ride out some standout days. Not that he couldn't do it again. I'm just saying, like, some days just, I don't know, some stuff just happens and you're just like, where did he come from? But it's not that he's not fast somewhere else. I don't know. It's just hard.
Jeremiah Wolf popped in there as well.
Yep.
And he's supposed to be pretty fast and fairly consistent, but he's not been in the top.
Yeah, Jeremiah Wolf, actually, at Talladega, I had a terrible start at Talladega. I was last off the start, and on the very last lap, I think like 2 miles from the finish line, I caught him in a field section. He was my last pass to make it to the podium, so I got him. And he was ripping, but I just freaking put her down and got around him. So,
do you see yourself racing on the West Coast at all? I mean, seriously, contending for points, titles, and things like this on the West Coast again?
I mean, I don't know. It's very hard to say. From a career standpoint, like, if I'm going to, do this for real, maybe not. Probably not. I mean, I will definitely come back here and race. I love racing over here, but as far as, if I'm going to take a championship very seriously, I got to go where I'm going to get, where the sponsors want me to be and where I believe I can make the most money being in. And right now, I believe that it's just on the East Coast, unfortunately, yeah.
I was just thinking while you were telling me that, I remember this little curly-headed kid washing bikes at Glen Helen years back, and it was you. It used to be this little polite kid. Hi, Mr. Duncan. And I just was laughing. Dude, you're a full-grown man now. Pro rider on the West Coast, Pro-Am rider basically on the East Coast. Could be considered a pro as well. I've heard some people say that the XC2 class is a pro class too, but
yeah,
it's a Pro-Am class.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of growing. I don't know. This is my life. Just like you said, I've done this my whole life. This is what I do. I don't know any difference. I played soccer a little bit, but this is what I do. So it'd be hard to change it. I don't know. I don't know what I would do without it.
Have you thought about a future? Not all young people think about their future after racing. I mean, I know that your dad has an established business, on the West Coast here. If you move to the East, which is most likely what you're going to end up doing, Have you thought about the ramifications? Maybe taking that business format and going to the East Coast with it?
I mean, as far as like what my dad does, it's kind of a not a niche thing, but it's like if I were to move, I'm probably gonna obviously I want to make this my job, but I would really be interested in trying to work for like a company or trying to work for somebody in the industry. I love this industry, just like you. I want to be a part of it, however I could be a part of it. So that's really where I see myself going. If racing doesn't work out, I want to be a part of this somehow, some way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm still in it because I love the sport and I love the people in it. I mean, it's been great for me.
Mm.
But you got to do the nickel tour of where my background comes from and got to see a little bit of the old school and some of the history.
Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing your shop, yeah, just like you said, I've seen the shop, yeah, down the road, and then seeing it here, and just the history, what you've made, and what it took to make what you have, and it's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot of work that gets put in, and people, yeah, maybe you don't really see that, but there's a lot that goes on.
Yeah, that most people don't even realize how much work that I still physically am doing on ATVs.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I believe it. When you talk about two strokes, everybody's got the fat boy exhaust on the hinges on the. That's what you see when you see two strokes. So I would believe it because that's like the thing. That's what everybody has. Duncan Racing. That's what on the two stroke side of things. That's what you have to have, man.
I do just as many four strokes as.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying in like when you're seeing like cool old bikes or like something like that. Like that's what you see. Yeah, it's
Right.
cool.
I appreciate that because
Yeah.
we do put a lot of stuff out there and we work awful hard at it.
Mhm.
Let's get back into some GNCC stuff. You're still relatively a rookie.
Mhm.
You've raced at some of the really big places. What do you think of Ironman?
Ironman is. I thought when I was on the littler bikes, that was my best track. When I raced the 150s, that was the only time I ever got a podium. But to be completely honest with you, Ironman is the fastest track by far, and it's almost like I struggle at those tracks because even though I say the fastest track, it's actually sorry, it's actually like even you're still going through woods, and it's the comfort of you have to just pretend that nothing's there. You got to pretend that nothing's next to you because you're going really fast. But there's still, if you make one mistake, it's still there, but it's just fast enough to where you can hold it down if you want to hold it down. And so I think I thrive a little bit more at the slower tracks, a little bit more technical. Because man, I'm still not at that full comfort level yet of just like, all right, nothing's next to me, just freaking tunnel vision straight. It's hard to get into that mode, and there's some guys that even in my class, it's just like if I let them get in front of me, it's just like it's bye.
Are you looking for the best suspension technology for your sport ATV? Look no further than Elka Suspension, the industry leader in sport ATV suspension technology. With championship wins in prestigious events such as the Dakar Rally, SCORE, Best in the Desert, ATV MX, Cross Country, and WORCS, Elka Suspension has established itself as the go-to choice for athletes and enthusiasts alike. But they don't just stop at ATVs. They're constantly expanding into new markets, including UTVs, trucks, SUVs, pit bikes, snowmobiles, and more. Their commitment to innovation and quality means they're always looking to improve and adapt so you can enjoy a smooth ride wherever you go. Want to learn more about what Elka Suspension can do for you? Visit their website at elkasuspension.com or give them a call at 450-655-4855. They will always be happy to answer your questions and help you find the perfect suspension solution for your needs. Are you ready to be captivated by one of nature's masterpieces? Discover the breathtaking beauty of Antelope Slot Canyon, a natural wonder in Page, Arizona. Join us on a guided tour and immerse yourself in the mystical light beams, rich colors, and serene landscapes. With tours at prime sunbeam hours, experience photographer's paradise and capture memories that will last a lifetime. Comfortable shoes, a camera, and a smile are all you need for this adventure. Book your journey today at Antelope Slot Canyon Tours and let the canyon enchant you. Please visit us now, antelopeslotcanyon.com, for more details. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to share us with your family and friends. The podcast is available on all streaming platforms, and you can find us on social media as ATV-TALK Podcast. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter.